Assalamu
Walaikum salam. Hi,
alaikum.
please have a seat. Are you comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Introduce yourself to us.
My name is Farhan Sher. My father is a retired army officer. My mother is a housewife. My younger sister is a doctor, and my younger brother is currently undergoing training in PMA Kakul. I have done my bachelor's in civil engineering from Qaid-e-Awam University, Nawabshah. After that, I got employed as a floor manager in a US-based firm, and after which I got I got a job in my own field as a construction manager in Al Musaddiq Group, and uh, in my supervision, we built the Branch Village Sialkot, which is the largest mall of Sialkot. I have a love of learning languages apart from Pashto, English, and Urdu. I can speak Sindhi fluently, and currently I'm working on my Punjabi as well. I have won a bronze medal in boxing in the Sindh Games 2018.
Okay. Can you give a profile of your district?
Sir, Sawabi is located in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. The nearest cities are Peshawar and Charsada. But people in our district, because of the building of motorways, are now more connected to Islamabad than to Peshawar. Most of the students from Sawabi are in various institutes in Islamabad. Apart from that, the major crop in Sawabi is tobacco, which is the economic life of our district. And the famous Tarbela Dam is also in our district.
What is Pakistan's nuclear doctrine?
Pakistan's nuclear doctrine is full spectrum doctrine. It was devised against India's cold start doctrine, which was a doctrine by India in which they wanted to attack in small brigades, cut into Pakistan territory, inflict losses, and go back. Against this, Pakistan lowered its nuclear threshold, and it developed tactical nukes. And this doctrine, and it was declared that if India attacks even at a lower level, apart from retaliating conventionally, we will also use tactical nukes.
Yeah. What is this doctrine now known as?
It's a full spectrum doctrine.
Yeah. Right. What is Nuclear Supplies Group?
Sir, it is an international group, and the members of this group can trade in nuclear materials with each other. Moreover, they're also given grants for research in the nuclear field as well. And currently, there is talk that India might become a member of the nuclear NSG, sir. While Pakistan demands that India should not be let in, and if India is let in, then Pakistan should also be allowed in the group.
How India is getting all these facilities from the nuclear power countries?
Sir, it is because India is being used as a pawn in the new great game of this century. United States wants to cultivate good relationships with India so that it can use it against the rising China. Moreover, it is also encouraging countries in the region, for example, Japan and Australia, to form an alliance as well.
India got waiver.
Yes, sir.
Why police has not been able to get rid of the coercive mindset?
Coercive mind. Sir, basically, one of the biggest problem is the colonial history that is attached with this department. Most of our departments we have inherited from the British era, whose main objective was to impose law and order, and its main aim was not service delivery. But I believe that slowly and gradually the police department is becoming better after the police order 2002. Police has now changed its perception of this law and order situation. Now it is also working as a service delivery department.
Right. What can you tell us about the economic challenges our country is facing?
So the economic challenges that our country is facing are quite basic, and they've been there for quite a while now. One of our basic problems is that we import more and export less. I've been reading about this since I was in grade 6th in our social studies books as well. So this challenge is quite old. but we are unable to overcome it because of certain challenges. Political will is also there. Moreover, our approach is not long term. Apart from that, we also have a taxation crisis as well. We are not able to generate enough revenue from taxation because most of our economy is informal and is not formalized and cannot be taxed as such. In my opinion, the if long-term solutions are sought, that would be much better, because most of our governments nowadays, their sight is quite short. They're quite short-sighted. They think of 2 or 3 years, not even 5 years, because the current situation is such that governments are there in power for only 2 and 3 years. So, in my opinion, a consensus should be made between the opposition and the treasury branches, and a long-term plan and a long-term blueprint should be made for this problem.
Welcome to CSPs Academy for CSS PMS preparation. CSS PMS तहरीरी इम्तिहान के तमाम मज़ामीन की ऑनलाइन और ऑन कैंपस तैयारी के साथ साथ सब्जेक्ट सिलेक्शन, असाइनमेंट चेकिंग, क्लास टेस्ट, मॉक एग्जाम, इंडिविजुअल टीचर डिस्कशन और फीडबैक सेशन का इनकाद किया जाएगा। इसके अलावा FPSC की तजवीज़ करदा बुक्स से बने मयारी नोट्स और CSPs पब्लिशर की बेहतरीन बुक्स मुहैया की जाएंगी। रजिस्टर नाउ एट 0316 570 1593.
Pakistan signed CETO and CENTO in 1950s. How it impacted Pakistan's position at the global level?
Was certainly a good decision at that time, and a forced decision as well, because Pakistan was new to this world. It had enemies on the eastern and western borders. It had few allies. So it joined the CETO and CENTO organizations to get closer with the United States of America, which initially paid off as well. The Green Revolution in the era of Ayub Khan was a result of Pakistan's closeness with the United States. Moreover, all the growth that Pakistan has experienced over the years, the three bursts of growth in Ayub's era, in General Zia's era, and General Pervez Musharraf's era, all were funded by the United States. It was because of the influx of funding from United States that our economy boomed. So somewhat it did help our economy, but overall, if we analyze the geopolitical situation on the western border, Afghanistan is quite unstable because Pakistan's closeness with United States and Pakistan's helping United States. Apart from this, Pakistan's democracy has also not flourished as it should because of United States likeness of dictators.
Leadership, that is your strength.
Sir.
How will you define a leader?
Sir, a leader is one who knows the pains of those in his team, and who leads by setting an example.
What is extradition and how it is executed?
Sorry, sir.
What is extradition?
Yes, sir.
And how it is effected?
Sir, there are agreements between nations which are called extradition agreements, in which if a person commits a crime in one country and he flees another country, by extradition laws, he can be produced in the country where the crime was committed and be tried by the courts of that country, sir.
What is the procedure involved in it?
Sir, I believe that first of all, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, they contact each other, and a meeting is held between the foreign ministers. After that, the ministers of law, they also meet with each other and chalk out a law which both the countries then legislate in their assemblies.
You see, you have to have an extradition treaty,
Sir.
And then in order to get that person, that criminal, to your country, you have to have resort to Interpol,
Sir.
Through red warrants.
Sir.
So this is normally the procedure involved in getting someone extradited from abroad.
Sir.
Thank you.
Farhan, Sher, you were just speaking of nuclear suppliers group.
Yeah.
Uh, do you think that just because the big powers want to promote India, uh, Pakistan is not being entertained, or do you think that Pakistan had allegedly taken certain steps that were against the NSD?
Ma'am, if these allegations are unfounded, and moreover, India has committed far more greater miscalculations and crimes as compared to Pakistan, because previously we have also seen that on the black market, there was a nuclear material which was sourced from India. So if we look at that aspect, then I believe that both the countries should be dealt with by the same standard.
So, what is Quad and who was the initiator of this?
Ma'am, the quadrilateral security dialogue was initiated in the early 2000s, and it was mainly against it was mainly for rescue purposes and against tsunamis and disasters. But later, gradually, it developed, and it had to be abandoned by United States because it was threatening China, and China had had problems with it. But when Donald Trump came to power, he again resuscitated the Quad because he was trying to act more tough on China and its policies. The members of Quad are United States, Japan, India, and Australia.
So, can you tell me something about TPP and why was it abandoned?
The Trans-Pacific Partnership is the largest partnership in the world, and the United States abandoned it because of Donald Trump's policies of America's first and his insistence on having a trade balance with different countries. According to him, entering into such association is not good for America, because the middle class jobs and the lower class jobs are going away into smaller countries and countries with lower income.
And what is NAFTA and how successful is it?
NAFTA. Sorry, ma'am, I'm unable to recall right now.
What is the difference between de jure and de facto recognition?
Yes, ma'am. De jure is when we recognize something on paper, it is in written form, and everyone accepts that they have recognized them. And de facto recognition is when recognition is not given on paper, and one denies recognition, but in actual fact there is recognition and there is engagement.
Join CSPs, where we believe that your dreams are our mission. So let us be your partners in this transformative journey as we equip you with knowledge, confidence, and resilience required to emerge as CSS toppers. Contact us on our given WhatsApp number 0316 570 1593 or visit our website www.csps.com.pk.
So, how do you define the current situation in Afghanistan? Self-claimed government.
Yes, ma'am. We are currently engaged with the Afghan government because unlike the Western powers who had vacated Afghanistan, we cannot afford to disengage with Afghanistan because it is a reality for us. We share a border with it, and ultimately, anything that happens in Afghanistan will ultimately impact Pakistan. As we see the current crisis in Afghanistan, the humanitarian crisis. Because of this, there is a smuggling of wheat from Pakistan into Afghanistan. Moreover, a flight of dollars is also taking place from Pakistan to Afghanistan. This is all because of the crisis that Afghanistan is currently facing. So, for Pakistan, it is necessary to engage the actors and the political elite of Afghanistan.
Thank you so much, Farhan.
Farhan, what is objective resolution and its role in delay in the constitution of Pakistan?
Objective resolution was promulgated by Liaquat Ali Khan in 1949 in April. It was first the preamble of the constitution, but right now it is a substantive part of the constitution as Article 2A. It was initially promulgated as a pathway to a constitution. It reflected the aspirations of the people of Pakistan and how a future constitution would look like. In 1949, when the objective resolutions was passed, the need for effective and the need for a constitution was then not felt immediately because the objective resolution was passed, and because of this, the assembly was dissolved by the then Governor General, and the political crisis ensued.
What was the difference between philosophy of Aligarh educational movement and Nadwatul Ulama?
The main difference was the engagement with the British overlords. The Nadwatul Islam adopted a more confrontational approach, in which, at best, they agreed to not engage with the British colonial power. While Aligarh, the Aligarh political movement, the Aligarh educational movement, I might say, their main aim was to educate the Muslims, encourage them to get British educations and get government jobs, because that is the only way they could come to power.
Tell me the name of 3 leaders in Pakistan movement from KPK other than Sardar Abdul Rabb Nishtar.
In Pakistan movement, sorry, sir.
Tell me anyone.
Sir, I don't know about Pakistan movement, but I do know about the general independence movement, sir. It was Khan Abdul Ghaffar.
My last question is that what was the sources of revenue during the Khilafat of Hazrat Abu Bakr as-Siddiq?
Sir, during the reign of Hazrat Abu Bakr radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, the main source of revenue was the plunder, the mal-e-ghanimat, which was captured from the enemy forces. Moreover, zakat was also a form of revenue, which was then used by
What is ushar?
Sir, ushar is the tax on land or the agricultural produce, which is, I believe it is 1/10 of the agricultural produce.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Well, Farhan, what do you know about Theban's war?
Theban's war. Sorry, sir. I'm unable to recall.
Okay. And Persian wars?
Sir, Persian war, I believe, sir, they were between the Greeks and the Persians and all the city states of Greeks, they united against Persians and they defeated them eventually.
Give your career a boost with CSS PMS preparation from Civil Services Preparatory School. Join CSS PMS for on-campus and online classes. Join us for your bright future. Civil Services Preparatory School, Markaz, Islamabad. Register now at 0316 570 1593.
Well, Thucydides was the historian who recorded the history of Persian war.
Sir.
He is considered as the first realist thinker.
Sir.
Can you explain the aspects of realism in political systems?
Yes, sir. Thucydides was known as the father of history, and he recorded the history of Egypt and also the history of Greece and Persia as well. I read his book on Egypt, in which he did not highlight the superstitions that the people of Greece had against Egypt, and he explained the situation of the Egypt as it was and objectively.
I think you took Herodotus instead of Thucydides.
Oh yes, I believe I
forgot?
exchanged them. Yes, sir.
Okay, no. What is philosophical anarchism?
Philosophical anarchism.
And who propounded this idea?
Yes, sir. It was a movement and it originated. Its origins are I can't comment on its origin, but this movement it has close links with Marxism as well. And the fight between the civil war which happened in Spain in the 20th century was also between anarchists and the government forces.
What are views of J.S. Mill to opposition parties?
Sir, John Stuart Mill is considered the supporter of dissent. He believes that the success of democracy depends upon the variety and the variety of opinions within a system. He believes that an opinion should not be suppressed based on the fact that it's different. Because he believes that there are two things that can happen when an opinion is given. Either it is false, and if it is false, then the truth will appear much more highlighted because of it. And if it is true, then it is good because at the end we have come to know about the truth.
अगर जेस मिल होता तो what he would comment on political system of China?
Sir, he would certainly oppose it because it's a one-party system. Dissent is suppressed there, and freedom of speech is nowhere to be seen.
Good. Okay, how system of checks and balance works in America in executive branch?
Okay, sir. Sir, the executive branch is the president and his cabinet. The president can veto the legislation passed by the Congress, and moreover, it can also select the judges of the Supreme Court, which gives him some power over these two branches, sir.
Okay, what is the significance of Hall of Mirror in Versailles in European history?
Yes, sir. The German Empire was proclaimed in the Hall of Mirrors. Moreover, the Treaty of Versailles was also signed.
In which year?
This is the Treaty of Versailles was signed after the First World War.
Good. Okay, when France became first republic?
Sir, in 1791, sir, I believe.
When it ended?
Sir, the first republic, when it ended, sir, after 2 years, 1794.
Tell me something about Saint Just.
Saint Just, sir, if I can know a bit more context, he was in
Saint Just and Robespierre.
Yes, sir. They were the Jacobins. They ruled France when they killed the king. And their rule is known as the Terror, and they use
Holy Terror.
Yes, sir.
Or the Reign of Terror.
The Reign of Terror, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Farhan, sir.
Your interview is over. तो कैसा आपके ख्याल में? How did you perform?
सर, पहला जो इंटरव्यू था सर वो बेहतर था. इसमें मैं ज़रा हिचकिचाया ज़्यादा, मैं थोड़ा नर्वस भी ज़्यादा था सर इस इंटरव्यू में.
ऐसे तो कुछ नजर नहीं आया. आप क्यों अपने आप को कह रहे हैं कि जी नर्वस? Your comfort level was very good. You answered questions very well. इसमें पैची है कुछ एरियाज में. लाइक न्यूक्लियर डॉक्ट्रिन में आपने you said कि वो cold start doctrine जो है was the reason for Pakistan to win. No, that was one factor, but the nuclear supplies group was the other factor. And the Indo-Soviet deal of 2006 इंडिया की ओबामा के साथ जो हुई थी वो nuclear supplies group and cold start doctrine, all these three combined forced Pakistan to increase the level of its deterrence. ठीक है. इसी तरह फिर आप का ये जो है सीट और सेंटो में भी जवाब जो है ना वो क्योंकि पाकिस्तान को इन्होंने वो जो है ना पाकिस्तान का हाथ जो है बढ़ाया और मदद के लिए, और फिर अभी तक पाकिस्तान का हाथ निकला हुआ है कि नहीं?
ऐसा ही है सर. आपकी
डेट सर्विसिंग जो है, डेट ट्रैप जो है, इट इज ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ दैट. यू हैव बीन डिपेंडिंग ऑन ऑल ये IMF और वर्ल्ड बैंक और ये वो सारे वो जो है इसी तरह तो ये है. और ये आपने एक लीडरशिप की डेफिनेशन आपने तो बहुत ही शॉर्ट बताई आपने यार.
Yes, sir. I was caught by surprise, sir.
No, you have written leadership as your strength. You should be able to explain at length okay, what is leadership, what leadership qualities do you have. Huh?
Yes, sir.
तो ये है, you keep it up, you have performed very well. और थोड़ी सी मेहनत करेंगे, नॉलेज गैप को आप फिल अप करेंगे, you can get better grading. ठीक है, all the best.
Farhan, this is your second exercise. One must always learn from the guidance given. Last time we had recommended that you wear a tie, a necktie. And you had said you had an excuse. Today, what is your excuse for not wearing a necktie?
No, ma'am, I believe that you're confusing me for someone else. I wore a tie the previous time, a red one.
You did.
Yes, ma'am.
But why are you not wearing it now?
Ma'am, I thought of buying one on the way here, but I couldn't select one.
When you come, देखो ना, formal interview है, necktie
ma'am.
होना चाहिए.
बिल्कुल मैम.
तो वो नहीं था. ठीक है. You're very capable. You're a very smart boy. You have sound knowledge. थोड़े बहुत गैप्स हैं. Nobody is perfect. वो आप डील कर लोगे. लेकिन focus on how you present yourself. ठीक है. You don't have to look a smoker even if you are a smoker.
Yes,
So you should carry yourself in that way. You're right. Last time you were wearing a necktie. This time you're not. That doesn't give a very serious look. ठीक है. Other than that, you're fine. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
बाकी ये बड़े अच्छे हो, ठीक है, थोड़ा और बेहतर करो, अपने नॉलेज को बेहतर करो.
वेल फरहान, आपने कैसे गैस किया कि आप इस मरतबा नर्वस थे? आपके आंसर्स जो है, फॉर एग्जांपल लास्ट टाइम मैंने आपसे आसान क्वेश्चन किए थे, इस मरतबा ज़्यादा मुश्किल किए हैं. यू आंसर वेरी वेल. आपका जो नॉलेज वाला पार्ट है, दैट इज प्रीटी गुड, बिकॉज हॉल ऑफ मिरर के बारे में कोई बहुत फोकस करके स्टडी करेगा, अदरवाइज बहुत कम स्टूडेंट्स इसको पढ़ना पसंद करते हैं. इट मीन्स कि यू आर गुड इन दिस. तो आपने जो बाकी के सारे क्वेश्चंस भी हैं वो बहुत, अब ये फिलोसॉफिकल नाक किस्म का आपने क्वेश्चन का आंसर्स बहुत थोड़ा पार्ट आंसर किया है, लेकिन उसको पढ़ी गॉडविन की फिलोसफी, और ये नेक्स्ट लेवल है मार्क्सिज्म का, कि कम्युनिज्म के लास्ट स्टेज है, स्टेटलेस सोसाइटी. इसकी फिलोसफी को ज़्यादा लोग नहीं पढ़ते. तो ये मुश्किल क्वेश्चंस आपने बड़े अच्छे आंसर किए हैं. तो आई थिंक यू आर डूइंग वेल. अभी जो ग्रे एरियाज हैं, अभी इनको और फोकस कीजिएगा. तो मुझे लग रहा है कि आपका यू डूइंग वेरी वेल.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.